Shout out to everybody tuning in. We talking best team in the NBA today, man. It's a lot of hype around Phoenix. I know a lot of y'all enamored with y'all think it's a big three. The media has brainwashed you. Oh, it's a big four. Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. Oh, they're gonna win the championship. Durant has to do it. Blah blah blah. And it's like, what NBA have y'all been watching? Like, Chris Paul is at the end. This is not the. It's like Chris Paul lost a lot when teams figured out if you press him or put your best defender, Reggie Bullock, Alvarado, put a big, all of that pressure for an old guy short. It just seemed like a boxer that went in there with better beef. It just takes a lot out of your career. With play style, you have Durant took 17 shots and you have Booker took 25 shots. So these guys are ISO heavy. Chris Paul, the ball has to get out of his hand when usually he's running the system, running the show. A lot of times now, Durant will be coming up, throw it to Devin Booker in the post, or Durant just gonna come up and do his thing. So Chris Paul, it's not really going to be able to get rhythm. I'm not saying he never brings it up, but he's going to be more of a catch and shooter. And I know his percentage is on paper high with that, but from what we've seen lately, have we been impressed with Chris Paul, since they've all been together as a catch and shooter, where he's not really able to get too much rhythm. He's just, a couple shots and having to catch and shoot off that. I don't like it. I think once you get a high volume, and in the playoffs even more so, the same way they were leaving Okogie open and he went 0 of 8. Now that won't happen all the time, but that's going to be the play. The same way Boston played Durant. There's a formula to guarding Kevin Durant. Now, that's what people seem to forget. If his gather, him and Tatum, they have long gathers, so you can get up under him and bring a double or get up on, just bring a couple people with hands. And it's not like he's just shooting over one. It makes him uncomfortable, and he'll be inefficient like he was against Boston, and you can get up on him. It takes a while for his ice, so it's not just like Steph, how he can just quick, boom, boom, throw it up. His gather just takes longer because of his size. So that's an issue, and we've seen Boston knew that. So let's say they make it to the finals. We've seen Boston already know they're comfortable against Kevin Durant, and they shut Kevin Durant and Kyrie out, swept them 4-0. They're not too much more worried about Devin Booker. We've seen what happened to him in their last game in the finals against the Bucks. He was pretty much not there. So it's a formula for guarding him as well, these ISO guys. So they're going to have to really start working off motion. More than anything, I like to talk. I like Jalen Rose because he's been very aware. It's like a lot of other guys just think of it like 2K, and Rose is like, no, they're not a championship team. And that's the same way that I feel. You're going to have to feed Ayton and make teams respect him. If they have to start collapsing on that paint, it makes everything easier on the outside. Pick and roll, don't just ISO and get everybody else out of rhythm. Nobody wants to play hard on the other end, or just that effort, the energy plays if they're just having to watch two players come and take all of the shots. So I don't see the Suns as a true contender. I right now, I don't see the Mavericks either. They don't have a bid. But right now, the best team in the West for me is the Los Angeles Lakers, with or without LeBron. I feel like now Davis is activated. Now he has other guys that's going to go in there, fight, be scrappy in the paint with him. 13 rebounds for Vanderbilt recently against the Warriors. He has a Mo Bamba, another 7-foot guy out there, Gabriel. Just big guys with good wingspan. Effort guys, Beasley, who's going to put that press up front, Schroeder, who's going to defend up front. It's just all of the right pieces. These are defensive guys. Some of them can knock down shots. Some of them specialize at rebounding, blocking shots. They're going to give effort. It's just the right combination of role players, and I just don't see The Suns beating a team like this in the playoff series is just too defensive, and there's no answer for Anthony Davis in the post. And people act like we forget what Giannis did to Ayton. So to be hyping this Suns team up like some super team it's a fallacy. Is Booker slightly better than Kyrie? Maybe in some respects you can argue that. But in some respects, Kyrie's better than Booker. So it just depends on, I guess, your preference. But for me, the real threat out west is the Lakers. Without LeBron, I like them. With LeBron, you might be talking about another championship. So, I'm forgetting they got D'Angelo Russell. Man, don't let LeBron come back. If LeBron come back with D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Davis, Vanderbilt, Beasley, the key formula where the Lakers messed up was getting rid of the bigs. You had Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, Anthony. Like, it was just Kuzma. It was the right combination, the right formula that you need around LeBron and Davis, and they moved back towards that prototype. So it's a very good Lakers team. And I think come playoffs, and I'm not sure why people are sleeping right now. I guess they still think it's some type of joke. I don't even think the Lakers will be in the play-in. I think if they're in the play-in, they're getting easy. It's no worry. But I think they could definitely secure a spot with this team that they have right now. And as long as Anthony Davis stays healthy, the sky's the limit for the Lakers. I'm out.